Hey there, fellow freedom enthusiasts. Did you know that some people believe they are, like, free? We're talking about sovereign citizens. They claim they're not subject to the government, its pesky taxes, or, you guessed it, those annoying speed limits. Imagine getting pulled over for doing 90 in a 55. You'd probably get ready for a ticket, right? Well, a sovereign citizen might hand you a homemade get-out-of-jail-free card instead. These folks often cite obscure legal documents and historical facts, twisting them like a pretzel to fit their narrative. The sovereign citizen movement has been gaining traction in recent years, fueled by online echo chambers and a general distrust of authority. But let's be clear, their arguments hold about as much water as a sieve in a car wash. To prove our point, let's dive into a real-life case from the Sunshine State, Florida. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Meet John, your average Floridian who got pulled over for speeding. John wasn't just speeding, though. He was exceeding the speed limit with the confidence of a man who believed the laws of man did not apply to him. Why? Because John, you see, was a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen.
I am free from the tyranny of government overreach.
When the officer approached John's window and asked for his license and registration, John flashed a laminated card with some official-looking jargon about not recognizing the officer's authority.
I am only subject to natural law, which has no opinion on how fast I can drive my beat-up 1998 Honda Civic.
John argued that he was only subject to natural law, which, according to him, had no opinion on how fast he could drive his beat-up 1998 Honda Civic. The officer, likely stifling a chuckle, politely informed John that this wasn't how any of this worked. John, convinced of his righteous cause, refused to cooperate. He was eventually arrested and charged with speeding and resisting arrest. And that, my friends, is where our story heads to court. The day of John's trial arrived, and he strutted into the courtroom like a rooster in a henhouse.
Your Honor, I am a free man on the land, and this court has no jurisdiction over me.
The judge, a seasoned veteran with the patience of a saint, listened patiently as John launched into his well-rehearsed spiel. John cited obscure legal precedents, quoted founding fathers out of context, and generally did everything short of juggling rubber chickens to prove his point.
The traffic laws are nothing more than a tool of government oppression.
The courtroom, filled with spectators expecting a Jerry Springer-esque spectacle, watched in stunned silence. The judge, however, remained calm. He'd seen this all before. Here's where the judge, bless his black robe and gavel, decided to drop some legal knowledge bombs. He calmly explained to John that while he appreciated John's enthusiasm for constitutional law, John's interpretation was about as accurate as a weather report in a hurricane.
He pointed out that the United States operates under a system of laws that apply equally to everyone, even those who declare themselves sovereign. He reminded John that the very act of driving on public roads meant agreeing to follow traffic laws. It's like joining a game of basketball and then claiming you shouldn't be called for traveling because you don't recognize the rules.
The judge cited numerous legal cases, Supreme Court rulings, and even a few lines from Schoolhouse Rock to dismantle John's arguments.
As John stood there, likely fuming about the injustice of it all, the judge offered a final piece of wisdom. He reminded John that living in a society means following the rules, even the ones we don't like. Narrator. Media. Judge lecturing in courtroom, person reflecting on societal rules in a legal context. In the end, the judge found John guilty of both speeding and resisting arrest.
John, still clinging to his sovereign citizen beliefs, stormed out of the courtroom, likely muttering about government conspiracies and vowing to appeal the verdict to the Intergalactic Space Court. And so, the case of John, the sovereign speeder, came to a close.
This case highlights the importance of understanding and respecting the law, even if we don't always agree with it.
So, the next time you're tempted to declare yourself a sovereign citizen and ignore a traffic law, remember, John, the law, like a perfectly aimed...
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.